Today I'm so excited that I can't speak. Holy Schweppes! Welcome to the September edition of Simon Says. In this edition, we feature a successful current student, a devoted faculty member, and we give a shout out to our very generous donors. Today I have the pleasure to speak with Dwayne Peavy. He's the former Deputy Director of Athletics here at the University of Kentucky. Welcome, Dwayne.
I'm glad to be on Simon Says. This is awesome.
So, Dwayne, you've just finished a 12-year career here at the University of Kentucky. So can you tell us what you did here at the University of Kentucky?
Well, you're right. 12 years ago, August 2008, I got to the campus in Lexington and actually was the head of media relations when I arrived. And over 12 years, grew through the department and administration. And my last day at Kentucky was this August 31st, and I was the Deputy Director of Athletics, overseeing the day-to-day of the athletic department and our men's basketball program. So it was an unbelievable 12 years at Kentucky.
This might be folklore, but is it true, Dwayne, that you put together Coach Cal's most recent contract?
Yes, very involved in that. Obviously, being an administrator for the sport, the relationship with your coaches is important. Our athletics director, Mitch Barnhart, entrusted me to kind of oversee and see through that process, obviously working with campus constituents like Eric Mundy, along with Mitch Barnhart and Dr. Capilouto. But just we were actually in the NCAA tournament. So I was the only one on site, working daily to get that deal finalized. The so-called lifetime contract was basically an extension of his current deal and lock him in to finish his career at the University of Kentucky.
So what can you tell the viewers of Simon Says about these contract negotiations?
Well, I think right away, just one, making sure he was aware that we wanted him to finish his career here as a Wildcat. And I think mutually, we didn't think there was a better place to be. I think once we got past those conversations, it became a little easier.
That's great. So do you have any interesting stories or memories that you might be able to share with us?
It's been a heck of a ride, being in the media relations side, the administrative side, winning a national championship in 2012. Probably one of the other basketball moments for me, outside of obviously winning a national championship, was walking off the floor with Coach Calipari after we beat Kansas in the Champions Classic in 2014, in that 14-15 year when we went 38-1. And we walked off the court early on in the season, and that was his 600th career win. And just, I put my arms around him. I said, you realize, he didn't even realize he was at 600 wins. And I just seeing the emotion from him and the understanding of it, like that we have been through so much. And I remember that to this day. Somebody caught a great picture of it, so it's something that I've kept with me. But that's one of the greatest moments for me.
So I'm very proud that you're currently a student in our executive MBA program. You're set to graduate next year.
I figured out the first couple of weekends that this was going to be amazing, and I was learning a lot on the fly from the start. From, I think, some of the process of, with strategic management, leadership, economics, those things up front, kind of laid the groundwork for what I was dealing with in my career. And so now, being a year through the program, there's no doubt that I wouldn't be the director of athletics at DePaul if I wasn't in that executive MBA program. That prepared me in several ways, whether it was the interview process, just the knowledge, the credibility as an educator, being a student in this day and age was definitely a factor to even get me to the interview process.
That's great, Dwayne. I don't know if you know, but in January 2021, I'll be one of your professors. I'm going to teach a course on analytics. We're going to get very excited about numbers and predictive models. It'll be great, mate.
They need your help. It was either that, when I saw you as listed as a professor, I was pretty excited because I was planning on calling you about data study of analytics and what's going on to help. And so now I get a class, and so I might have my hand raised quite a bit. So just be prepared.
That's good, Dwayne. I love to call on people. That's great. I want to do a shout out to Lorna Patches, our executive director. Tell us about Lorna.
But Lorna's been unbelievable. There's no doubt of where this thing can go. She makes it seamless for all of us. Unbelievable recruiter. I told her, I said, she matches John Calipari in recruitment. She was not letting me say no. Man, she's a recruiter. I mean, I told Cal, if you had that opening on your staff, you might need to call up Lorna.
It's been a great pleasure to talk with you, Dwayne. You're going to be so incredibly successful, sir, and we are so proud that we'll be able to call you one of our alumni. Thank you so much. It's been an incredible ride. I can't wait I got class in a couple weeks. Can't wait to get back in the classroom with my teammates. Thank you again for the opportunity. And I can't wait to walk across that stage with my degree from the University of Kentucky. Next, I'm joined by Jack Kirn, a lecturer in the management department. Welcome, Jack.
Good day, mate.
G'day, Jack. Brings a little tear to my eye to hear the mother tongue, mate. Well done. Jack, you're a very popular teacher of our management classes. Tell us about all the different classes you teach.
I teach a lot of different classes. Right now, I'm teaching Management 301. So that's the big intro to management. It's the big lecture halls, just not this year. And then I also teach small business management, conflict and negotiations, and I teach that for the undergraduates and also for our MBAs and our executive MBAs.
Before the middle of March, you didn't seem to have very much online teaching experience, but in 6 short months, you become one of our absolute rock stars with the use of technology. You use a thing called a light board. Tell us how this works, Jack.
So a light board is, I actually am lecturing in a sort of a dark room behind a piece of glass, and I'm looking at this camera out there, and I really can't see what's out there. It's sort of a dark thing, but then I'm lecturing, and my notes are up here. I have notes here, and then I actually can write on the board as we're going.
Technology can actually enhance the experience of learning. Tell us how our students are experiencing that.
Well, they like it. They don't want to see voice over PowerPoint. They want to see faces, and they want this personal connection. And we try to do that through this camera and in the light board. We need to make our students feel safe, be safe and feel safe. That's number one. The academic rigor has to be there. I have to get these kids prepared for the real world. How can I create this personal connection with them between this device? And you can see with open meetings, with the telephone, with devices, we try to be connected. So I actually have guest speakers that come into my room that I never had before. We had a guest speaker this morning talking about location reports and how he's doing business in this world of being remote.
Jack, you are very kind and enthusiastic and have great experience to pass on to our students. And it was a pleasure to chat with you today. Thank you very much.
Yes, and you know, Simon, have a good day, mate.
Have a good day too, mate. Good on you, mate. Next, I'm delighted to report on a very successful scholarship program, the Gatton Persistence Scholarships. These are one-time scholarships for students in our college who've suffered some kind of financial hardship. I'm so delighted by the response from our alumni, and I can tell you that everybody I called said yes, donated to this program. So I was able to find $300,000 of undesignated donor funds from the Dean's account, and the other donors matched that $300,000. So we were able to give out $600,000 to more than 150 current students. It's Big Blue Nation at its best. I'm delighted to announce a new feature of Simon Says called Simon Says Overtime. These are the great bits we couldn't fit into our 8 or 9 minute monthly video. We kick this off with the full 30-minute interview with Dwayne Peavy. You've got to get a look at this. It's just quite incredible. Right at the end of the September, the football season begins. I can't wait for the first game when Kentucky visit Auburn University. My crystal ball shows an upset win by the Cats. It'll be brilliant. And naturally, if we do that, there'll be highlights in the next edition of Simon Says. You can look forward to highlights from the State of the College address. In the meantime, be well and go Cats.